Hello everyone. Today I will be taking the course on database application development. With the advent of technologies, we now and often sees a application which is affecting our life. For example, from railway ticket reservation to hotel booking, each and every application's fancy us, and we always want to know how actually that application works. This course provide a great appetite for those geels, those interests who really want to know what database application development is, how any application which is developed are driven by database. Since it's a wider aspect and it has a lot of uses, a lot of applications, so we'll be narrowing it down to focus on the concept and logic of the topic with the web application, going further in the topic and the presentation. Database application development. We know what application database development is just when we see any application which we interact. Going further, this all will be the table of contents. The contents will be discussing in the course, with the introduction of course review to the advanced topic in the database languages, which will be very much beneficial to understand how any application could be driven by the database. This my course introduce and explains about what actually database is and how any application could be defined, what could be the database choice for application development, and what the language choice will be the best for database driven application. Here we'll be talking about the database languages and their properties based on the operations which will be there at the application side. Database application operation explanation and case study will be doing at the last, which includes all the properties of database languages, which will explain all the ifs and buts of the application operation. Going further to the course, the first question which comes in our mind, what is database and application? What actually we see the database is, and what actually we understand application could be. Objective of this topics will be the database definition and use and the application definition. What is database? If we come across any site, we see the data which are driven when we click on any button in the site. We'll see some data are fetched away. For example, when we go for a railway reservation, we just click on the search criteria and we click on go and we'll get all data. Where those data are coming from? The first question which comes in our mind. Those data are coming from the back end reservoir where those data are stored. That is called a database. So database is nothing but a collection of data treated as a unit. The main purpose of this database will be the store and the retrieve related information. It communicates to the computer program through a database management system, which is also known as a DBMS. We will be dealing with this database management system properties and all the aspects going further with our course. Database used are relational. This is very important to note. What is database used are relational means? It means when you have an application, when you derive any data, what happens? It fetches a data from a database, but where actually that data are stored in a database? Those are stored in a structured table manner, and those tables are relational. Relational means one table say A and other table say B. They will be storing a data in a rows and column such a way that they will be having some kind of relation between them. A relation between a rows and column, a relation between a columns and column between A and B table, or even though rows and columns of a particular tables are stored as if they will be having some relation. Most frequently, database is used in running dynamic websites, which we just discussed, like Facebook, Google will be the most famous example. Talking about the relational database, this is a pictorial example which I was talking about. Suppose the parcels is a table which contains columns like parcel, PID, and address 1, address 2. Same fires and owners and tax are the 3 different tables. You could see fires have some relation with the parcels, owners have some relation with the parcels with the owner name or number, and parcels table have some relation with the tax. So these 3 tables in a database have some relationship. This is called a relational database. Column of a particular table will be having a relation with another column or table. Now going further, what is application that comes to our mind? Application is nothing but it allows a specific task. It is used for only a specific task, fetching a data. These all things. It runs inside the operating system, the system on which you are using, on which you are operating. It runs inside that operating system. Like suppose Windows is there, Mac is there, Linux is there. It runs inside that operating system. There are different types of application which we come across more often. That is desktop application, mobile application, web application. Desktop application could be like a music player. Mobile application we usually most often we use all those apps like WhatsApp. Web application could be the most famous Facebook and Google, as I said earlier. It has a very wide aspect. It is used in almost all fields like military, agriculture, business, hospital, etc. It It can be standalone or database driven. That means standalone, it doesn't have any database. It runs on a runtime. You give the data and it will run. Like example, music player. It doesn't have any database in it. You just click on a song and play it through it. Database driven would be like, as I said, IRCTC, of a very famous website for railway reservation. Standalone includes music player and calculator, as I said. And database driven example could be any World Wide Web site like Google, Facebook, IRCTC, etc. This is one of the pictorial example of web application. You could see report time of the systems, just a demo application with a date, project name, number of hours, description, save, reset, add employees, log out. So with all these buttons, that save, reset, add employees, log out, these all links, it is used to help the end user with some kind of operation, which is the definition of application. So we discussed database application, database and application definition. Now why actually these two are important for the course? These two are important because to have a great good knowledge and the base knowledge of database developed application, we need to know what actually database is, why it is coming, what is important, what actually application is, what is its operation, what could be the different types, just to have a picture of the course. And the fundamental first block comes as definition of database and application.